everyone, welcome back to the channel Love and Lust Lessons. Today's topic is one that often flies under the radar: sexual fantasies, particularly those of lesbian women. When it comes to intimacy and desire, everyone has their own unique fantasies. And today we're going to dive into some of the most common ones experienced by lesbian women. Whether you're exploring your sexuality, in a relationship, or simply curious, this video will give you a peek behind the curtain of some intimate desires that are rarely discussed. Fantasy 1. Roleplay and power dynamics. First up, roleplay. Roleplay is a popular fantasy for many, and it's no different for lesbian women. It allows partners to step into different personas, whether it's being a dominant figure or a submissive one. Power dynamics can create a thrilling push and pull that many find deeply erotic. These dynamics often center around who's in control and who's more passive, creating an intimate exchange of power. In real life, some women might prefer more equality in their relationships, but in fantasies, exploring that dynamic shift can be exhilarating. Maybe it's imagining a confident boss and secretary scenario, or a take-charge lover who knows exactly what they want. Whatever the role, there's a certain excitement in playing with identities and power in a safe, consensual setting. Fantasy 2. Exploring the unknown. Another common fantasy, exploring the unknown. For some, this involves venturing into uncharted territories of their sexuality. For others, it's about being with someone they've never been with before, whether it's the mysterious new girl or someone they've admired from afar. This fantasy often revolves around the thrill of firsts. The first kiss, the first touch, the rush of connecting with someone in a way that's completely unfamiliar. It's about the excitement that comes with novelty and the passion that comes with those initial moments of chemistry. Of course, in reality, things might not always go as perfectly as they do in fantasies. But in the world of imagination, everything can unfold exactly as desired. Fantasy number 3. Public and forbidden love. Now, let's talk about one of the most commonly whispered about fantasies: public encounters or forbidden love. There's a certain allure to imagining intimacy in places where it shouldn't happen, like a quiet corner of a library or a secluded beach. These fantasies often tap into the tension between what's socially acceptable and the desire to break those boundaries. It's about the thrill of doing something risky but exciting. And for some lesbian women, this can also tie into the notion of secrecy or navigating a world where not every relationship is openly accepted. For those who've had to keep their relationships private, whether due to societal pressure or personal circumstances, these fantasies can offer an outlet for the desire to live and love freely, without judgment. Fantasy number 4. Intimacy with a straight woman. Next up, fantasies involving a straight woman. This is another popular fantasy for many lesbian women. There's something about the idea of turning someone who has previously identified as straight or bi-curious. It plays on the fantasy of being the one who introduces them to a whole new world of feelings and experiences. Of course, this is purely fantasy for many. In real life, boundaries and mutual consent are crucial, and it's important not to expect or pressure anyone into any kind of experience they're not comfortable with. But in the realm of imagination, it's about the exploration of new connections and the excitement of opening someone's eyes to a new type of attraction. Sometimes, these fantasies are less about the individual and more about the feelings of validation and being seen in a new light. Understanding sexual fantasies. So, what exactly are sexual fantasies? For many, they're mental scenarios that can be exciting, adventurous, and even sometimes forbidden. They provide a safe space to explore desires that might not align with someone's real-life experiences. When it comes to lesbian women, their fantasies can be as diverse and creative as anyone else's. However, there are a few common themes that tend to show up. Studies suggest that fantasies are not just about what happens physically, but also emotional intimacy, connection, and trust. Fantasies can stem from media, past experiences, or simply imagination, and they can offer insight into what someone values or finds attractive about a partner, be it power dynamics, emotional vulnerability, or even role reversal. But let's get specific. Here are some of the most common fantasies that lesbian women might experience. Conclusion. At the end of the day, fantasies are just one piece of a person's sexual identity. They're personal, and they can change over time. What's most important is communication, trust, and mutual respect in any relationship. Sharing fantasies with a partner can be a great way to deepen intimacy, but it's always important to ensure both partners feel comfortable and safe. So, what do you think? Did any of these resonate with you? Do you have a fantasy you'd like to share? Drop a comment below, but keep it respectful. We're all here to learn and grow together. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you want more insightful content like this. See you next time.